Staying independent, safe, and active is about more than just avoiding injury. It's about continuing to enjoy life fully, whether it's spending time with family, traveling, or playing your favorite sport. But as we age, that independence can feel more fragile, with faults and weaknesses threatening the lifestyle you've worked hard to build. So I'm sharing practical strategies in this ultimate guide to help you keep your freedom intact. We'll cover simple ways to prevent falls, strengthening your legs to stay steady, and build upper body strength to support every movement. With these steps, you'll be ready to stay strong, confident, and independent for years to come.
More than 1 in 4 people aged 65 and older fall each year. This leads to hip surgery, a long recovery, or even death. In a room of 100 people, that means 25 will fall. I want to help you not to fall with this 3-step guide. One way to prevent falling is number 1, you can make your home safer to prevent falls by removing hazards to make it easier to move around, by adding grab bars in the bathroom, using non slip mats, and improving lighting in the darker areas. One thing I have in my home is a motion sensor lights. It can help avoid tripping in the dark at night. The second way to prevent you from falling is by getting regular exercise, especially exercise that focus on balance and coordination. And one of them is the single leg balance. So try to stand with your feet hip width apart and just slightly shift your weight to one leg and try to balance on one leg. And I want you to hold this for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So if you'll be able to do 2 minutes, we'll progress to the next challenge. So if this is a little bit too easy, you could lift your leg, a little bit higher. And this is a more challenge than keeping your feet just off the ground. And hold this for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And that gets easier, progress to the next one. Stand on one leg. So this is more a movement-based exercise. So it's going to challenge your coordination and your balance. And so you're going to bring your foot forward. You're going to bring it to the side, back, then turn. Front, side, back, turn. I'll do like 5 to 12 repetitions in each side to challenge my balance. And that gets easier. And try to use an unstable surface. And I would use a half foam roller. So it's going to challenge your ankle moving right to left. And this will create more imbalance in your ankle. So it's going to start activating those muscles that we don't normally use. And this is a foam roller, half foam roller by the Melt method. Then you challenge your foot, front and back, more in the sagittal plane. So stand. So it's a little bit harder to challenge forward and back. And another balance tool that I use is this is a medium pad by TerraBand. So it's not too squishy. So there's a little bit more stability. So it's going to challenge now your foot in all angles. So you could start with your feet just side by side, then slowly lift your leg up. So make sure, try not to look at your feet, and make sure stack your head, your ears, your hip, your ankle should be one straight line. Tendency, we want to look down. And remember, our head is like 8 pounds. So when you go forward, your center of gravity changes. And do the same, challenge with a movement base. So these are great tools to add on. And if you feel unsafe, you might fall, stand beside a wall. So that's an easier way to do it. And lastly, you could use a Bosu ball. I'll click the link below. And you could start by standing in the middle of the Bosu, or both sides up.
And start with feet parallel. If you can do 30 seconds to a minute, then you could challenge yourself by lifting the knee higher. Then you could progress to more movement based. Front, side, back, then turn. So in the beginning, you might feel the balls can be shaky, and it's gonna look like this. And tendency, you want to get off. That's fine. So that means your body is still, your brain is still trying to talk to your muscles in your nervous system. So I'll start with both feet down. You could just go side to side, you know. So so this is great also because it's creating mobility in your ankle. You could do forward and back. So I suggest stand beside a wall so you can. Then you could do circle. So I'll circle until I can go around. Then you could do a reverse. So I'm controlling my Bosu with my ankle by turning right or left. So this is one great way to improve your balance. And lastly, the thing I want you to develop is your grip strength. According to Peter Attia, the author of the book Outlive, if our grip is weak, everything is compromised. Grip strength is important in all ages, especially if you're 65 and older. One of the most common causes of death is accidental death for older adults. Especially when you fall, you need to be able to grip a handlebar or save yourselves by using your hands. So I'm going to show you some exercises to develop your grip strength. All you need is a dumbbell set and grab the middle of the dumbbells handles, and you walk around the room for a minute. It's just a very straightforward exercise. And some of my clients in the video, you'll see, like Shelly, she's actually a hand surgeon from Mayo Clinic. She's doing farmer's carry. And Virginia, she's strengthening her grip with a farmer's carry. So this is one way of developing your grip strength. You could also hold the tip of the bar in the front and just lifting and lowering using your forearm, flexing. I'll do like 30 seconds to a minute doing this, or 30 repetition. Then you go to the end of the dumbbell. You're just gonna lift and lower using your forearm. Same thing, 30 seconds to a minute. Then as you get better, you could also use it by gripping the tip of the dumbbell and walk around and do your farmer's carry. So this is some exercise you can do from home. And if you want to about how not to fall, I'm going to give you a click on the link below to get the free PDF, and just give us your email and we could send you the PDF file for how not to fall. Now that you have learned the essential steps to prevent falls, let's take it up a step further. Keeping your legs strong is key to staying on your feet and maintaining your independence well into your 80s. In the next section, we'll explore how building leg strength today will keep you walking confidently tomorrow. Did you know that it takes 24 muscles to walk? 4 thigh muscles, 3 hamstring muscles, 3 muscles in your buttocks, and 2 calf muscles. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 exercises to have stronger legs. A lot of men default to using barbells for their biceps or bench press for their chest and forget about their legs. That means the cane, the walker, and the wheelchair. So if you want stronger legs in your 80s and 90s, do whatever you can for your legs, especially for your quads. According to Chris Cowley from the book Younger Next Year, strengthening your quads is also the best thing you can do to prevent bad knees. They are your shock absorbers of your body. It means that you're much less likely to fall and get injured. And strengthening your quads
which is the biggest muscles in your body, means they will burn more calories even in idle and produce more testosterone. So let's start building those legs. One of the best way to strengthen your legs is to do a squat. And we ask ourselves, so why do we have to squat? So number one, it's a form of investigation. Maybe our ancestors back then, they were looking at the ground and they saw some footprints and they have to squat, or they have to pick up something from the ground. And number two, for some cultures, for other cultures, it's a form of rest. And you'll see that in Asia, and people are sitting like this all day or waiting, or they're planting. Number three, we could play with our small grandchildren, and that's why we need to squat. So an easy way to practice your squat is just find a bench like this and start in a seated position, a bench or a chair that's stable. If it's a moving chair, put it against the wall so it doesn't move around. So take an inhale, then shift your weight to your heel, then stand up, straight, then come back down. Stand up straight, come back down. So if this is too hard for you and your legs are a little bit weak, you could use your hand to help you support, to push against your legs. Okay, I'll do 3 sets of 10 to start with, and you could progress to maybe use a ball. This is called a stability ball. Find a wall you can put, so it's a little bit more unstable, and you got to be careful and move your feet slightly away from the wall. And same thing, it's like you're sitting in the chair, then come up. Breathe in when you go down, then come up. Inhale, exhale, and just look straight ahead. Try not to look at your feet. Keep your posture steady. The more you could bring your hips below your knee, the better. So I'll do like 3 sets of 10. You could progress. And if this is too unstable for you, I will use a door like this and hold the doorknob and then start doing a squat. So this is a great way to support your body. So some of us, when we squat, we tend to lean forward, and this is a good support. So if your legs are a little bit weaker, you could use your arm to help you to stand up. Same thing, I'll do. It's one way to strengthen those legs. And as you progress, you could do a kettlebell squats, we call it. So you could use it. You could use the kettlebell and do a squat. Breathe in when you go down. Exhale. So watch my back. So I'm using my legs instead of my back. I'm not leaning forward too much. So one great thing about the kettlebell compared to a regular squat, that you put the bar on your shoulders, less pressure on your shoulder, and your center of gravity is more in the middle. And some of the problems of squatting is sometimes we lack mobility in our lower calf, the soleus. So you'll find yourself when you do squat, you'll see your foot turning out. So that means you're very tight in those areas. So I would suggest to raise your heels and practice doing your squats. So those are great kind of modification to do a squat. The second exercise I want to show you, it's a lunge. You could use a ball, split squats, or a lunge. So you put one foot back and most of your weight's in the front leg. So the back leg, it's less weight. See, I can lift my back leg. Most of my weight's in the front leg and look straight ahead. So the ankle and the knee should be on top of each other. And you could make it harder by doing short pulses to the bottom.
Or if this is still too unstable, you could use a stick to help you stabilize. So I use this with my clients, for some clients who feel imbalance. So the stick helps them to stabilize their body. So the reason why I want to do a split squats, because sometimes we tend to favor one leg. So this will force you to work both legs equally. And some of you will tend to either arch your back or tuck your tailbone. You want to be straight in this leg when you do this split stance squats. Then lastly, you could use either a stairs or a raised object that is stable. Then you could do your single leg. You could start with just touching with your toes the floor. I'll tell my client, like, imagine you're tapping a bunch of eggs, so don't break any eggs. So 80 to 90% are on the leg that's bending. And as you progress, you could do heel. You could stand by the wall so it's more stable, or hold the stick. So make sure when you do this, don't let your knee cave in or let your heel raise. That means you have lack mobility or lack instability in those areas. So just go back to a regular squat. To strengthen your legs, get your bench and do a squat, or do a split stance squat or a single leg. You could do this near the stairs as long as you're grabbing onto something. And hopefully that will strengthen your legs and build your muscles, those 24 muscles in your legs, and get strong. In one of the videos, you'll see one of my client, Ann Sells. She's now 84. As you can see, she is squatting with a 40-pound vest and a 40-pound dumbbell holding in her hand. And she's doing that bench squats at the age of 84. And she seems to be keep going strong. And every year, we still keep doing it. We add 1 more pound each time she reached another year. So I remember the first time I met her 10 years ago, she came to us with a back pain. So we strengthened her core before we even started doing some loaded exercise, like a loaded squats. So we do the Cadillac exercise, doing the teaser, and she's doing the chair on the stability chair. And right now she's just going strong. And I remember going to her 80th birthday party. A lot of her friends are in their walker, but Anne is standing straight up and with her head high and very fit. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and it will keep your legs strong in your 80s and 90s. Strong legs are vital, but to stay truly mobile and independent, you need upper body strength too. It's your arms, shoulders, and core that helps you balance, reach, and keep up with your daily activities. So let's dive into how building upper body strength now will keep you active and moving as you age. In this video, we will learn why upper body strength is crucial for people in their 60s and beyond for several important reasons. And at the end of the video, we will do the exercise together. Number 1, maintaining independence. Strong upper body muscles help older adults perform daily tasks like lifting groceries, opening jars, or getting up from a chair, thereby maintaining their independence. My suggestion is start a strength training program with a personal trainer. Pay the money. You don't have time to figure it out. Time is running out. I've been a personal trainer now for over 30 years. There's so much new stuff and stuff that we don't do anymore. I suggest look for a certified personal trainer. Watch this other video to refer the criteria. You don't want a younger trainer. They don't understand your aches and pains in your body. They might even hurt you in some cases. Hire someone older and more experienced. Strength training programs should begin with mobility and stability exercise. Just start with moving without any load before adding weights. Start with calisthenics like squats, push ups, and pull ups. Begin with exercises that involve the largest muscles in the body and progress to those using smallest muscles. Leave the arm workout at the end, not in the beginning. I know some of us, we want to look good with our short sleeve shirts. Leave your ego at the door. If you cannot do at least 12 push ups, you don't have any business doing your bicep curls. My recommendations are the following: lower back and buttocks, legs, upper torso, arms, and abdominals in that order. Strength training has been found to have a positive impact on almost all the numerous changes that the musculoskeletal system undergoes as we age. For example, there's a progressive decline in our muscle mass and strength, especially in the lower extremities. It just occurs with age, leading to deficiencies in gait and balance, loss of functional mobility, increased risk of falling, and ultimately a loss of independence. Number two, preventing falls. Enhanced upper body strength can improve balance and stability, reducing the risk of falls, which are common concern for older adults. Number three, improving quality of life. Regular upper body exercise can boost overall health, including cardiovascular health, bone density, and mental well being, contributing to a higher quality of life. Some of us, we already gave up traveling because we can't walk too far, or we get tired too easily, or do some outdoor activities like gardening or working on your car. Last weekend I spent some time with Jerry, who just turned 86, detailing my car for 3 hours. We had a great time catching up with life and working together. He still plays golf and enjoys going to visit his son home in Hawaii. He spent 2 to 3 times a year chopping wood and cleaning up trees in the ranch in Colorado. That's how he stays active all his life. Now let's go to the exercise.
Wow!
So let's start with mobility and stability exercises. Start with mobility of the shoulders. So let's put your arms out and one arm up, one arm behind you, and try to reach for your hands behind you. So once you do this, and try to make a fist. See how far is your hand from each other. Is it a fist apart, or a fist and a half, or 2 fists, or some, even if you're tight, probably 4 or 5 fists away from each other. Then try to do the other side, make a fist, and you'll feel some tight. Like for me, I feel tight on this part of my shoulder, so that's one thing we're looking at. So I gotta create more mobility in that area because it's pretty tight. So that's your pec minor I need to work on. So that's one way to check if you have enough mobility. Ideally, it's just only, this is the fist size. It's only 1.5 fists apart from each other. If anything more than that, we need to work on it. If not, it's gonna compromise your shoulder. It's gonna you'll have a hard time doing those pressing weights above your head or doing any pushing exercise. So another way of checking your mobility in your shoulder is by standing behind a wall like this, and slowly bend your knees and keeping your lower back flat. Both arms are in front with thumbs up, and slowly bring your arms over your head as far as you can to touch the wall. So don't force it. So if you started arching the back to touch the wall, that's cheating. So you want to keep your back flat, then try to bring your arms up. So ideally, you should pass 70 degrees. This is about 70 degrees. If you pass that, you're good to go. But I still have some tightness. Ideally, I can touch my thumb to the wall, but I need to work on that. So
So if not, you gotta work on your mobility first before started loading. Another one is stability of the shoulders. So the shoulder blade, the rotator cuff, shoulder muscles lacks any bony attachment. The scapula lacks any bony attachment to the spine. So the surrounding muscles have to be balanced. So one way to do that is creating stability and mobility in those muscles. So one way to establish stability in your shoulder is by just doing a plank, you know. So on force, and just start with a plank. Maybe you could just lean forward like this, then shoot for a minute. Once you can do this a minute, you could progress to doing a full plank, or you could challenge yourself with 3-point plank. Then as you get better, you could be on your hands. If you don't have much mobility with your wrists, this would be a painful position for you. So you could develop your mobility by rolling your wrists with each other. I'll do like 30 seconds each way. Then I'll do a wrist wave. So you're flexing, extending your wrists, and do the other side. So one arm is higher than the other. Then you just wave. I'll do like 30 seconds of each. Then I'll do a lateral wrist. I'm stretching the lateral part of my wrist, the side. Then I'll do a magnetic wrist. Imagine you have a magnetic wristband and you're just rolling those bands with each other. I'll do like 5 or 30 seconds. I'll do the other direction. So this is a great way to mobilize your wrists. Another one is wrist relief. Keep your elbows higher than the wrists and pull it up close to your body. I'll do like as well 30 seconds. Then once you're ready, you could do your stability on the floor by doing a plank. Then to build upper body strength, you could start doing your regular push-ups. So make sure when you do your push-up, your position, make sure try not to drop your scapula. You think of pressing the floor away from you. Okay? Then try not to drop your hips. So make sure your core is engaged, not too high like this, but really engage your core before you lower yourself down. Then press up. Okay? So spread your fingers. Inhale down. Exhale, press. Okay? You could start with 2 seconds down, 1 second up, 2 seconds down, 1 second up. Then you could progress by changing the tempo, 4 seconds down, then 2 seconds up. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1001, 1002. So those are some progression you can do with the push-ups. Then as you get better, you could use even especially if you have a wrist issue. So having a parallel. This is a parallel by Rogue Fitness. And I'll put the link below if you want to get one of these. This is a heavy duty one. And it's great. It's great because you don't have to hyperextend your wrists, and you're able to have a handle to hold on to do your push-up. So this is a great tool to have. Or, if you're cheap like me, I had this made by one of my friends who's a welder. So you just got some flat bar and some piping and weld it together and put a piece of wood and varnish the wood, and there goes your parallettes. So it works. or just a regular push-up. This is one is it's a higher parallel by Liebert. I'll also give you the link below. And you could do pull-ups to build up your upper body strength. So you could start by sitting on the ground and start by elevating your hips. Then you do a pull-ups. So inhale, exhale, same thing. Do 2 seconds on the positive, 4 seconds on the negative. 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. So in the video, you'll see Jerry doing his pull-ups on the Cadillac machine. It's a Pilates machine. He could do 20 of those. And Mike, using this, as you can see in the video, is doing pull-up on this Liebert bar with a 25-pound vest. And he's been doing it for a while. And he'll do like 15 and a 10. So you could also start with this by, if you cannot pull yourself up first, you could start with just holding and increase developing your grip strength, just holding yourself up, hanging here, and just go by time. And keep your shoulder away from the ear, head, butts up, and hold the bar. And that will increase your grip strength, which is very important, especially when you fall. You'll be able to hold on to something and save yourself from falling. And not only that, this is also a great way to practice getting off the floor. So the way I teach people to get off the floor is put your both hands on this side, then shift your weight to your hands, then step, and slowly come up. So these are great tools to start with. And as down the road, you could do more advanced stuff like parallel dips. Your legs are off the ground and you're doing dips. So these are harder version, or you could also do supported version by putting your feet, toes on the heels up, toes on the ground, lowering your body, then pushing. Lowering your body and pushing. Especially for some of us who maybe were about to go for surgery with knee replacement, you need that upper body strength to help yourself mobilize yourself. If not, you're gonna have a hard time. So plan on building your upper body strength to have a better quality of life, avoid falling, and just build up your mental health. So by now, you've seen how preventing falls, strengthening your legs, and maintaining a strong upper body are the keys to staying mobile, independent, and confident as you age. Remember, it's never too late to start. The steps you take today will help you stay on your feet, keep moving, and live the life you love well into your 80s and beyond. So if you found these strategies helpful, be sure to check out more of my videos on tips on staying active, safe, and strong, so together we can make sure you keep doing the things you love for years to come.